John, you talked about 0 to 5 is about, the architecture of doing. Then I would say, 20 to 50 is a different architecture. And then 50 to 100 is a whole nother different architecture. Can you frame us what it takes to go from $20 million to 50 and then 50 to 100?
I'll tell you one thing that I've been consistently bad at, which is you need a great CFO. You need timely, accurate financial data and projections forward that are meaningful. You need to have real conversations about where your numbers are coming out, where your cash is coming out. And, every so often you get this great stretch in the economy where money's free, where people are just throwing money at you. But especially right now, unless you're an AI company and that's about to end, that's real money. That's like you get it and you want to keep it and spend it really, really thoughtfully. And I'm much better at the top line than I've been at, rigorously keeping costs under control. I think going from 20 to 50 is about that first level of systematizing where you think of yourself, you don't think of yourself this way, you are this way. You're like the sun god, like your org chart is you in the middle and then lines to everybody. And everybody's compensation is a deal, like is something you cut with them. And going from 20 to 50 is about a rational organization. What are we trying to do here? And what's the structure of a company that's going to get it done? And who are the right people for those roles? And how do I let them do their job? And not everybody answers to me, either formally or informally, like back channel answer to me. And letting things become more systemic. If you delegate too early, you're abdicating. But if you're at 20 million and you want to get to 50 and you're not delegating, you're never going to get there. You're just going to get stuck in a founder's trap.
John, I would consider you a tech founder that's built multiple tech education companies. And I don't know if you've been raising money while doing this, bootstrapping this. There's an inflection point between growth and profitability that you always have to tinker with. And this can be often a controversial topic for shareholders, board members, understanding when do I continue to go invest in growth? And then how do I continue to assure that I'm getting to a level of potential profitability at the same time too? How do you balance both?
So I just went through this with my current company where we were burning a lot of cash, growing quickly. The financial markets turned and the space we're in changed, actually in part by our hand. But all of a sudden growth slowed, customer satisfaction and market fit kind of disappeared. And we needed to move to profitability kind of all at once. And it was 2 really hard years to get through all of that. So this is a current problem, not just one that I dealt with before. Watch your gross margins. Like, if those are consistently good, you can cut where you need to cut, right? In behind that, like growth takes care of a lot of problems. B, so thinking about what the systems are that really get your gross profit where you need it to be, your margins where you need it to be is critical. B, there's an exercise to do every so often of if we had to be profitable today, if we had to cut $5 million, that's it. Like there's a guy with a gun, do it, or you're out of here. Where would we cut? And you might not cut every one of them, but I'll bet you cut some. I bet there are employees who you're keeping around because one day you'll figure out what to do with that guy, but you have no idea otherwise. And there are, places you spend money that you really know are not money well spent. And especially if you've been successful before, you can believe your own shit and sort of willfully ignore those things. But it's really important to have someone on your team who is as serious about the cost side as a lot of entrepreneurs and I am about the revenue side.
Yeah, you mentioned something that I really like. When you have some level of potential friction, you're forced to take proper action. Someone puts a gun to your head saying, make a change. You will innately know how to go make that change. and you will get rid of that person if need be. And sometimes we sit in a place of comfort and we want to operate our business out of, where it's at today. And you need sometimes a gun to your head to understand where your business lies. And I don't think people get that enough. I think in the world of, venture capital today, when you have a board and you're raising multiple different rounds, you're put in positions where you as a CEO have to make massive decisions. What are some decisions that potentially, you had difficulties with your board on that you had to make that were made you unpopular at the time, but knew it was beneficial for the company?
I think the hardest one with the board is around investment in product. Entrepreneurs can fall in love with their product, overinvest in it. And that iteration I was talking about, that once you've got a lot of customers, they will tell you how you need to evolve your product, right? Until you do, you're basically playing with yourself. Like you're thinking too much about it and not about other things. It's easy because it's fun and it's something you can control in a way you can't control sales. Sales require somebody else to do something. Like you can mess with product yourself. So at various times, boards have pushed back on my R&D spend, and sometimes they're right, and sometimes I'm right, and it's a random walk. In general, I'm a big fan of VCs who have run companies, because there are VCs who come in and they're on your board, and what they truly believe is, if I put it on the spreadsheet, it's true. Like, you should be able to do this because my spreadsheet says you can do this. It's like, what do you do with that, right? Like, but ever so often they're right also, right? Like that you're just not looking at this thing aggressively enough. Maybe there's more pricing room than you've given it, and you're underpricing, or maybe you're overbuilding the product, and you've lost sight of what people really need versus what you think they want. That adds a lot of cost.